I want to tell you guys some more about the man who was forgotten in space when the USSR fell. In May of 1991, Sergei would take on a mission to go to the Mir space station, but he wasn't alone. At least not in the beginning. British astronaut Helen Sharman, as well as Russian cosmonaut Art Sabarsky, would join him on the mission. This mission was only supposed to last 5 months, which is a long time to be in space. However, when he was supposed to return home, he received a message that the country in which he had left from no longer existed, and he wasn't able to return home. While his crew members took an emergency space capsule and returned back to Earth, he refused to leave. He was the only mechanical engineer who could take care of the Mir space station, and he refused to leave it alone. At this point, what used to be the Soviet Union now had a crumbling economy and rising inflation. They were not able to send up an astronaut or cosmonaut to replace him, and he remained on the space station. His health had deteriorated, and he was running low on supplies. He ended up suffering muscle atrophy, osteoporosis, as well as being exposed to a very large amount of radiation. But he was entirely willing to expire so long as the station remained functional, as the only person there. Finally, after 311 days in space, most of which was spent entirely alone, the United States, along with several European countries, ponied up tens of millions of dollars to replace him. When he had finally returned, you might imagine that he would want nothing to do with spaceflight ever again. After all, he nearly lost his life. But no, he continued to fly, and he even went on flights for NASA as this show of goodwill between the two countries. In total, during his career, he spent over 800 days in space. And he's still alive today. He runs a cosmonaut training facility in Russia.